Now we will cover the theoretical approaches of international relation because there are some theories which are used to understand international relation. Before going towards the theories of international relation, we must understand that what is theory. A theory is basically a system of ideas intended to explain something, especially one based on general principle and independent of thing to be explained. All the subjects are based on some theories. These theories help to understand the subject. Similarly, international relation has also its own theories, which help in understanding the subjects. However, we will cover the theory of international relation. Realism. Realism is defined as the belief that world politics is a struggle among self-interested states for power and position under anarchy, with each competing state pursuing its own national interests. This theory believes that all the countries of the world are struggling for getting maximum power to safeguard their national interest. They are in the competition of getting maximum power under an anarchic system. We also understand that what is anarchic system so that we may understand the core concept of realism. The concept of anarchic system comes from the word anarchy, the literal meaning of which are chaos and disorder. In international relation, it means absence of government. In its formal sense, it designates the lack of an international government. So realism basically says that there is no any international government which can use its power to regulate all the countries of the world which are struggling for maximizing their power. So there is chaos and disorder in international arena. As all the states prefer to go to any length for their self-interest, so realism sums up the international system in 2 points. First point is that international system is anarchic in nature. And the second point is that international politics is basically is power politics. Now we will slightly see the history of realism. History of realism. Realism is basically the oldest and dominant theory of IR. Its modern roots can be traced to the EH 20 years crisis 1939 and Morgenthau politics among nations 1948. It has ancient roots in the writing of Thucydides, Machiavelli and Hobbes, whereas its modern roots can be traced from the period between two world wars from 1919 to 1939. As we know that World War I was in 1918 and the Second World War was starting in 1939. The period between these two world wars is considered as an important period during which the concept of realism flourished. After World War I, the thinking against the war flourished and it was being said that world will become a peaceful place by the role of institution. This was basically another theory of IR which is called idealism. The concept was against the war and in the favor of peace. The concept of realism basically emerged to counter this thinking between 1919 and 1939. All the efforts to maintain peace failed and World War II began in 1939, which gives strength to the concept of realism against the idealism. Because the initiation of war proved the thinking of idealism null. Basic assumption of realism. First of all, this theory presented the pessimistic view of human nature. It believed that human is greedy in nature. He has lust for power and for the purpose he can go to any length. Secondly, it considered conflict essential in international relations which are resolved by war. Thirdly, this theory focuses on the national security. It discusses states as a main actor in competition with one another and says that international system is anarchic conflict prone where relative gains are achieved. If we try to sum up the straightforward lesson given by the realism for the international relation, then we have 3 points here. Point number one is the state must acquire power to survive. For that, they must try to get maximum power because power is essential for their survival. Second is power is currency of international politics, which means that power is central point in this theory. It revolves around the power it considers for each and everything for survival of a state international arena. Thirdly, as says that humans are obsessed about their own well-being, so do states. It means the states are like human beings who care about their well-being. Therefore, states should also obsess about their own well-being. Now we will discuss the essential of realism, which are known as 3S. First S stands for statism. States are unit of analysis, individual less important. State come first of all. The other thing, according to this theory, it says that state is bound to use force when necessary for the security and survival, because without state nothing can be accomplished, as power can not be exercised in vacuum. Second S is survival. This theory says that survival is precondition to other objectives, because without state survival nothing can be accomplished, and without the state all achievements are useless. Third S for self help. According to this theory in international system, no state can be relied upon for the security. Therefore, a state must be dependent on other state. It should believe in self help. State in international community find it difficult to trust others.